There's an old saying from the world of marketing, give them what they want, and it appears Mazda has taken that to heart. This is the 2026 Mazda CX-5, its top seller. And what do they want? More room for passengers and cargo, and a great big infotainment screen. Get in. This is Family Wheels. As we get rolling, I have a simple request. Give Family Wheels a like. Your likes help power the channel and keep these reviews coming. While you're giving us a like, subscribe to find your way back here and click the little bell to be notified when new content drops. Thoughts about the CX-5? Leave a comment. Thanks. The CX-5 is the top-selling Mazda in Canada, the US, and worldwide, so a lot is riding on this redesign. The styling is a conservative evolution of the previous model and remains unmistakably Mazda. One small but noticeable change, spacing between the letters on the tailgate is increased. Not the first manufacturer to do this. Much more importantly, the new CX-5 is 114 millimeters or 4.5 inches longer than its predecessor, thus matching those two market-leading compact crossovers, the Toyota RAV4 and Honda CR-V. Rear seat room is substantially greater than before, and so is cargo space, but still the top two have more room for your stuff. In what is a revolutionary move for Mazda, the CX-5 no longer uses the familiar rotary controller and relatively small screen. The top trim now has a touchscreen that's almost 40 centimeters or 16 inches across, while other versions do pretty well at nearly 33 centimeters or 13 inches. When we think about it from the consumer point of view, it seems everybody wants more screen real estate these days, and they're certainly getting plenty of it here. You also get configurability of your layout. But there's one more point, and that is manufacturing costs. It, in the long run, will cost less for the manufacturer to have one of these than to have a bunch of buttons. While much has changed about the CX-5, the drivetrain has not. 4 cylinders, 187 horsepower. The turbo has been dropped for this year. You have to get a CX-50 if you want one of those. So let's take it up one of Vancouver's steeper hills and see what kind of pep it has. By the way, not a continuously variable transmission. They've kept the automatic transmission. And that was pretty leisurely. Let's go through a series of curves. I expect a greater feeling of sportiness in the way a Mazda drives. That was okay, but not great. Can I take another stab at these curves in sport mode? I like how the transmission responds in sport mode. It holds gears longer. That helps in handling. And it's definitely a lot sportier in sport modes. The issue here is front-wheel drive bias, where most of the power is sent to the front wheels most of the time. It's a common fuel-saving strategy. Mazda talks a lot of tech about its I-Active all-wheel drive system with G-Vectoring Control Plus that varies torque according to need, but my experience is that normal mode feels as ordinary as other compact SUVs. Turn on sport mode and things feel very Mazda thanks to increased power to the rear wheels, sharper throttle response, and holding gears rather than upshifting as soon as possible. By the way, going to off-road mode locks the system at 50-50. The CX-5 passes our Family Wheels child seat test. That's where I put behind me the kind that takes up the most space, rear facing. Now up front in the driver's seat, I have had to move the seat up a little bit. Still decently comfortable enough for a drive. Were the baby seat on the passenger side, there'd be lots of room. My knees would definitely not be touching the glove box door. Here's where we see the biggest payoff of the redesign of the CX-5. I've readjusted the driver's seat to be more comfortable for me. I'm 180 centimeters tall, 5 feet 11 inches. And here in the back seat, there's just acres of room. In the previous version of the CX-5, you used to have to take the headrests off to fold the seats down. That's how tight it was in the back seat. Now we have all this space. And of course, that translates into more cargo space when you fold the seats down. So that's the 2026 Mazda CX-5. I think they've done a good job on giving the people what they want. More space, infotainment screen. Still a Mazda though, and that's a good thing. What do you think? Leave a comment. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, and thanks for subscribing. I'm Richard Detman, and I'll see you next time on Family Wheels.